Hi, everybody. My name is Akita, a carrier Aurora, and welcome to a brand new week. We start off exploring this week with GeneKey number 46, the gift of delight, the shadow of seriousness, and the CD of Ecstasy. Its programming partner is number 25, the gift of acceptance. So acceptance and delight. And when as more and more I work with these numbers and these cards, divine codes come out instead of angel numbers. Some divine codes are coming out. And with this card, inclusive of the dragons and the unicorns, some very interesting numbers came out. So I'll get into that later, but just stay tuned until we get into the dragon and unicorn section. It always brings in beautiful surprises and synchronicities. Richard Rudd's quote for this gene key number 46 is, "Luck is what happens when you stop interfering with life." He calls this key a science of luck. So we're in a very lucky week. If you believe in luck, I don't believe in luck. I believe in divine timing. It's all divine. But hey, some people call it luck. All right, so my wisdom story. Let's get into it. Though my parents wanted us to be happy, they were unhappy people. My mother was a frigid woman, ashamed of her body and obsessed with its every ache and pain. Terrified of evil spirits, she constantly reprimanded me and my brother when our play became too free and spontaneous. My father was a hard-working man with a traumatic past. Afraid of our wild instincts would lead to danger, he tried to control our every move. My brother reacted to our parents by taking nothing seriously, not even their punishments. He was always having fun, and they were always disapproving of his frivolousness. I have to laugh. Once they had a fight that was so bad, he stormed out of the house and never returned. Though I felt my parents' grief, I secretly envied my brother. Why couldn't I be laid back and free like him? Why did I have to care so much about what everybody thought? I was always wishing I was different, more clever, less fat, more successful. As I matured, I came to understand that true happiness required more than physical beauty and outer achievements. So I prioritized the inner world and embarked on a serious spiritual journey. I sat in silence and prayed, participating in countless ceremonies, but still I wasn't happy. I was still afraid of life. Sure, I was doing it all wrong and that nothing would ever work out for me, not even enlightenment. One day, as I sat under a tree, struggling to meditate, an old woman appeared. She took a good look at me, my sacred altar, and the somber expression on my face. Then, without asking for permission, she grabbed my hand and pulled me to a clearing in the forest by a beach. I'll never forget the sounds of laughter in the distance, or the glorious sight upon our arrival of the most gleeful gathering of women I'd ever seen. In every shape, size, and age, and dressed in the most fantastic clothing. They moved around a giant fire, singing and dancing with total abandon. Before I knew it, they took off their clothes and jumped gleefully into the water. I was laughing so hard I forgot all about how I looked or what anybody thought. I threw off my clothes and twirled my way into the ocean. That full moon night marked the beginning of my lucky life. Beautiful story. My gift to you. I come to share an ultimate truth. Nothing really matters but life and love. It's time for you to enjoy life's small pleasures and to relax in your own body, no matter how it looks. You can surf like an exciting wave. You can surf life like an exciting wave, whether or not you understand what's happening. But to do this, you must first be willing to let go of the past. Release all agendas and keep your mind as open as your heart. Remember, the less seriously you take things, the easier it becomes. So get out of your own way and allow life's delightful surprises to take you exactly where you need to go at exactly the right time. The magnificent and magical universe is at work in you all of the time. Ashe, ashe, yes it is. Questions for contemplation. Do you seem more laid back on the surface than you feel inside? Where are you taking life too seriously? Do you tend to worry about your appearance? Do these concerns ever keep you from enjoying your life or taking risks? Have you ever experienced ecstasy? What is wonderful? Scary? Watch a funny, heartwarming movie. Smile. Pay attention to the little moments of delight and signs of synchronicity in your life. Write them down in your journal. All right, and now we're going to go into the dragons and the unicorns. So the dragon and unicorn cards for this week, again, nothing more than just perfect and divine. The first card that came out was the fire and water dragon. And this week, we only got one dragon, but we got two unicorns. So let's look at the fire and water dragon first. It enables your life to flow with loving force. Prepare for change and to move forward quickly. Expect the unexpected, but have fun. So beautiful accompanying card to the gift of delight, right? Reminding us to have fun, but be prepared for rapid change and to flow with life. And the more we flow with life, the more we can enjoy its loving force, which is life, right? And fire and water dragon. So what does this fire and water dragon symbolize? Well, first, before we even get into that, the code that came in to me when I looked at these cards was 125. 125, divinity code 125. And you can just meditate on that number and see what that reveals for you. But divine code 125. All right, so let's get into it. So this dragon, the fire and water dragon, the colors that it represents, the color frequency that it represents is orange and green. And the first thing that came to mind when I saw that was our sacral and our heart. And these are the same chakras that we've been tapping into really since the Lion's Gate, right? And even with the whole Maui situation in Hawaii, the sacral chakra and the heart, right? Again, our wombs, what are we creating? Our relationships with our family, community, ourselves, our ancestors, as well, land ancestors as well as our heart, so creating with an open heart, creating in balance, creating in unity, right? Creating it in community, all of that. So the orange and the green frequency, tapping into those chakras as well as those colors. The fire and water dragon is a fourth dimensional powerhouse. Okay? So we're talking about the solar plexus here for sure too. Fourth dimensional powerhouses with that fire energy. Right? So the fire and the water combination think of steam and like a steam engine, right? And that chemical reaction, steam, and steam lifts things up. When the pot starts to steam, it's boiling and it's ready, right? And again, the steam engine helps us to move forward. So this is an energy of dynamic, rapid change and moving forward, but have some fun while you're doing it, right? GeneKey 46 of delight and acceptance, right? So the fire energizes us and the water helps us to flow. Change and movement is inevitable. And again, we are in this energy of October, right? And if you look at the reading I did for the month of October, there's some storm energy. So again, in that storm energy, the storm prepares us for something coming in and we move that whole water energy. So there's a lot of inevitable change and movement energy coming up in all of the readings, right? That storm energy, but we can we can be peaceful through the storm. We can create with the storm. We can weave and will our ways, right? As the storm is with us, we can create, right? We can create cosmos through chaos. So storms kind of prepare you. That's again this preparation energy, and a lot of plan, preparation, and play energy. In everything I'm doing, it's a recurring message. Plan, prepare, and play. And the message comes in again to us today. So this energy comes into us when we want or need to add excitement and fun into our life. Right? So again, plan, prepare, and play, right? The guidance, it comes in when we need to face big changes, or when we need to make a decision, or when we have challenges along our path, right? So again, tapping into our solar plexus, tapping into our sacral, tapping into our heart, being ready for change, preparing for change, and being able to make those rapid movements or rapid changes or rapid decisions that help us to move forward, or those big decisions, right? And face those big changes that allow us to move forward. The dragons come in, or this energy comes in to give us new expectations, to add excitement and thrust and determination to our lives, to remind us to play and have fun and to lighten us up. Again, we're in this energy of GeneKey 46 of delight and excitement, right? The wisdom story was all about dancing and accepting her body, and dancing and enjoying life and not being so caught up on the imperfections, right? So to not be serious, right? And the fire and water dragon comes in and says, hey, move, rapid changement, but have fun, play, and lighten up. It also is a sign of grace and surprising ease. It says that once we are clear about our direction, then we can move faster. But not being clear, we end up with some unanticipated results. So it's very important. It's one thing, but there's so much more to us. And I really am starting to ground in and embrace that. That is the dragon. All of me is my dragon. There's this physicality, but the chakras and everything within me creates and becomes my dragon. And that's what we move with. We move with our dragons, So we all are moving through life thinking we're a human, but we're really a dragon. We have this big thing with all of this power and might, right? So so embrace it. And this card also says that seeing everything from a higher and lighter perspective, it helps us to do that, and to remember that what happens is always happening for our highest good, right? So that's a little transmutation energy when it comes to just, what you're going through life. If you can alchemize that and say, you know what? This is happening for my highest good. I accept it. And I can move through this moment with joy and delight. Hey, more power to you and your dragon. All right, so let's go into the unicorns. And the unicorn had a beautiful synchronicity as well. All right, let's get into the unicorns. And man, the unicorns, they really did some magic this week. We got two unicorns, two unicorn cards that came flying out, and they just did their thing. All right, so we are exploring again GeneKey number 46. The gift of delight, the shadow of seriousness, and the CD of ecstasy. Its programming partner is acceptance. So we are dealing with delight and acceptance, okay? And the unicorn card, the first card that came out was number 10. All right, and it says access your gifts, explore your treasure chest, and accept who you truly are. Isn't that a perfect merge? And guess what? I'm big on numbers, and I see numbers a lot. Number energy a lot, right? This is unicorn number 10. It's written on page 44. 144. Ring a bell to anybody? All right. Access your gifts, explore your treasure chest, and accept who you truly are. This card is all about the soul, and that reminding us that the soul has gathered its wisdom and its knowledge along a long journey. It's reminding us how divine we are. It's not divine, because divinity is transmutation, right? But it's reminding us how majestic and magnificent we are, right? And we are full with treasures and talents and wisdom and knowledge and our soul. Like this is the essence of geometry. All of this stuff are our treasures, right? So we got to claim it, we got to recode it, and we got to release in order to reclaim and recode, right? Release, recode, and reclaim. Reclaim your treasures. Accept who you truly are. It talks about having charisma and self-discipline and kindness and integrity and happiness and humility and inner peace. All of these things are as well our gifts and our treasures, right? And it reminds us that not fully using our assets is not a good thing, and that it is time to step into it and to start using all of our assets, and to recognize our worth, and to learn who you truly are, to look at yourself and to accept your magnificence. You are magnificent. And that the more and more that we do this, it helps us to bring forward our gifts and our treasures that assist us along our journey. This card is reminding us that we are awesome, that we are divine, wonderful beings beyond our wildest imagination, right? So you got to know how brilliant you are, how radiant you are, how magnificent you are, and how our magnificence is really all about the experience of our soul and all of that wisdom and knowledge and skills and gifts that we have picked up through the blessing of life, right? Through the experience of life. So this all of these cards ring really home to me. The fire and water dragon, my astrology is, my zodiac is mainly fire and water. And then this card, access your gifts, the message to recognize your worth. It just, I had a dream a few weeks ago. I think this was in these months. It was either June, July, or August, right? It was this dream I had, and this guy was about to kill himself. I was traveling on a journey, and we got off of the bus, and people that I didn't know, it was like I was on this tour vacation, and we got off the bus, and two guys, we were climbing up like a mountain. And when we got to the top of the mountain, I was climbing up the mountain, and when I got to the top of the mountain, it was these two guys, and one was in black and one was in white, and one was about to kill himself. And my message to him was, no, you are worthy. You are so, so, so worthy. And that's all I said to him in the dream. That is all I said to him in the dream. And he came down and we walked him out, and I probably woke up or something. But since having that dream, I know that that is my message to give to people, to remind people how worthy they are. So whenever the moment comes in through a reading or just through my own downloads and whatever I'm writing or creating, when that message comes in, oh, I know it's spirit reminding me and reminding everybody else how worthy we are, and that we really, really need to do what number 10 says, to access our gifts. So the second code that was coming through with this reading is 144, because guess what, guys? The next unicorn that came out was number 44, okay? So we got number 10 and number 44, and what did I say? Unicorn number 10 is written on page 44. So this 144 code is coming in strong, strong, strong. All right. So what is unicorn 44 saying to us? It is our I am presence. And if you remember last week, we started to tap into that monad, right? Expand your stellar gateway. I am that I am. And what did we do for the 9-9? We looked into our stellar gateway, and the Mahatma energy that we received. I just put that meditation out yesterday, so I'm going to attach it to this reading. It's all about opening up that stellar gateway in our upper chakras and allowing the light to come down through our stellar gateway to our lower chakras and anchoring that in to the earth star chakra. We are tapping into our higher selves. We're going beyond. So we got to start focusing on the higher chakras, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, tap into them. So let's get into this stellar gateway. I am that I am. It reminds us that we are connected to our I am presence, or that we are preparing to be more connected and, embrace that I am presence. So you might be connected or you might be in preparation. It doesn't matter. It's all about our ascension path and anchoring and activating our 12 fifth dimensional chakras. Okay, so again, like this message is coming in, right? We've been focused on our 1 to 7. Now it's time to go beyond, right? And to really ground in and connect with and receive from those higher chakras, right? Just breathe, right? So we're going from our earth star chakra all the way up to the stellar gateway, and there's a beautiful golden orange light that we receive through the stellar gateway. The stellar gateway is connected to Nigel. Nigel has come up before, and remember, Nigel is the ascended aspect of Mars. And I thought about that too again, because last week it was all about the peaceful warrior, and Mars is all about war energy and the warrior energy. So if again we're stepping into the ascended aspect of Mars, which is Nigel, so that Aries Libra prism, poles is the same sign connected, Aries and Libra, that peaceful warrior, the balance, the ascended aspect of Mars. It mentions Archangel Metatron, of course, and his peaceful nature. Archangel Metatron, they consider him a spiritual warrior, right? So the peaceful spiritual warrior energy, that's what we're downloading when we receive energy from the stellar gateway, that golden orange light, right? To go in with our peaceful warrior new spiral timeline. Right? We have this peaceful spiritual warrior energy helping us to download courage and more peace into our lives. This card is also talking about light codes, right? So when we do the Stellar Gateway meditation, the Mahatma meditation, the nine dimension attunement, when you do all of that, when you go into your higher chakras, right, you are receiving light codes. You know, when we like work on chakras 1 to 7, a lot of that is clearing out. But when we go into 8 and above, what I even realized in meditation is we're not clearing those out. We're just tapping into them, connecting and receiving from them, you know. So that's a whole different process, right? And as we do those meditations and tap into these higher chakras, our stellar gateway, the affirmation is I am that I am, right? Which they say is the most potent I am affirmation of all, right? And that our I am presence uses the light codes to support our soul and bring us more joy. All right? So it's all about tapping into our gifts, using our gifts and our talents and our wisdoms to bring us more joy and balance in our lives and delight and acceptance. You know, it's really a beautiful energy. And the fire and water dragon is saying, hey, move forward. Don't take things so serious. Lighten up and have some fun, but tap into your gifts and live a full life of delight and ecstasy and acceptance. It's a huge message, and I love bringing it to you. My name is Akita Carrie Aurora, and I hope you have a beautiful week of delight and acceptance and tapping into your monad and your stellar gateway, right? Be all that you are and be your magnificent self. Until next week or the next GeneKey. Bye.